How are you? Going to, just in a second, guys. I want to bring up my desktop. It's easy to read, and then in a minute we'll start in. Hey, Jamie. Nice to see you. Today, excuse me, guys. Today is day 7 of. Hey, Oi. Is it though? It is for me. Here's the question: is it for you? And if it isn't, what can you do to make it so? If you have to do anything, sometimes we just need to look a little deeper. Here's a prayer for you to start our day off. In a way, unrelated, but also very much related. And the prayer goes, "Oh God, help me to believe the truth about myself, no matter how beautiful it is." Imagine that. How often do we say a prayer like that? Oh God, help me to believe the truth about myself, no matter how beautiful it is. Amen. And speaking of beauty, we got our beautiful friend Squirrel Sniper, greeting beautiful souls from across the pond, from the ground, but love in the air. Thank you for that. And our beautiful friend Jace. Jace the Squirrel, good morning. Sniper is just putting on his tree spikes. So I'm going to say that prayer one more time. Excuse me, guys. I'm not sick. This is just the first I've spoken all morning. I've been up for almost 3 hours. Haven't even spoken to my cat yet. I hope she is not offended to my cats, both cats. So let me say this prayer one more time. My favorite prayer. Oh God, help me to believe the truth about myself, no matter how beautiful it is. I wonder if we approached other people with that prayer in mind every day. Do you ever have someone who shows up in your life and you have an inner groan? Oh man, not this person again. They're just going to bring me down. This person never has anything positive to say. This person is always critical. Imagine our own inner voice, always pointing out our faults. I'm never good enough. This is going to be a bad day. This is going to be tough, whatever. Imagine if we started our morning, and maybe I'll start the next, maybe I'll do a 7-day challenge on my channel, or my members channel, but maybe I'll do it for everyone. Hey, Vamps. So one last time, a little prayer. Oh God, help me to believe the truth about myself, no matter how beautiful it is. All right, that was the last of that. Let me get caught up in the chat. Always says hi. Hello, my friend. Always says talk to the cat. Never waste the time spent with cats. I agree. But, normally, as soon as I wake up, they come in to say hi. They didn't this morning. Hey, Easy. I agree with you. Hey, Oi. The spiritual teacher, Eckhart Tolle, had a wonderful line that in his life, he has lived with several Zen masters, and they've all been cats. I think cats are truly Zen masters. I think dogs are bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas are almost enlightened beings that decide at the very last moment to forestall nirvana, to forestall ultimate enlightenment, and instead they keep coming back to help love and guide people on their way. And there's no truer guide to love than a dog. Dogs are the living embodiment of absolute unconditional love. Sniper says, I find it so much easier to say okay. What do you mean, Jace? Sniper says, cats are magical creatures. The Egyptians knew the healing property. I agree. How you doing, Easy? Ramp says, oi, nice to see you again. Always waving at everyone. Ash says, Yogi, oh my god, hi. Hey, Ash, it's nice to see you. Sniper says, the cat has a parasite that eventually gets the mice to befriend the cat. I hadn't heard that. That's awesome. Let's see, Ash is saying hi to everyone. Everyone's saying hi to Ash. Dogs roll, cats roll. Spoken like Bart Simpson. Not that the cat will befriend them back. Ah, gotcha. Ash says, I miss these lives so much. We miss you too, Ash. Sniper says, greetings, Ash. Hey, Batgirl. Thanks for coming back. Loy says, yes, toxoplasmosis, very bad. Don't know what that is. Hey, Brian. Brian says, so my friend, welcome to my new friends. Thanks for coming in, Brian. All right, so the last day. 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. Deepak Chopra, written in 1993. It is not so much about success as it is about guidance through ancient yogic and Vedic thought. Sniper says, oi, it's all about perspective, not for the hungry cat. Jimmy says, hi, Batgirl and company. Ramp says hi to Jamie. Ash says, anyway, sorry that I was gone. My phone had gotten stolen, so I had no way to join the live. How's life been? Life has been good, Ash. Thank you. Jimmy says, Jace, I don't think I got you on Instagram. So, the very last law of the 7 spiritual laws of success, we work with one each day, is the law of Dharma, or purpose in life. Dharma literally is translated to purpose, and it is the purpose of why we are here. We could say ultimately the purpose is simply to love. However, we get to display that love in so many different ways. You can clearly see Jace's Dharma in what he does in his channel. Clearly, it's just evident, self-evident, that Jace is offering love through the gift of well-being, to have you feel good about yourself. If you ever listen to Squirrel Sniper outline his life and how he went from almost a life, I think he sort of alluded to, if not outright said, he was born fairly privileged, entertainment industry, and he spent years letting things go in order to discover his Dharma, which he's expressing now, which he's living now. It's the same with all of us. So sometimes we are giving a clear purpose from day one. Mozart, Beethoven, all of these guys very, very early displayed that. Some of us go through a process of letting things go before we actually realize it. Sometimes it's never just one thing, but we weave a path. Ultimately, though, our purpose, our Dharma, is just to display and offer love to others, and it always takes beautiful, beautiful ways. So this is what Deepak offers here. Everyone has a purpose in life, a unique gift or special talents to give to others. I love that part, to give to others. Dharma can never be selfish. It's always what we offer to other people. It's always what we offer to the world. For me, I always thought my Dharma was writing, and I think it is still. However, that has evolved to what I'm doing on YouTube as well. And when we blend this unique talent with service to others, we experience the ecstasy and exaltation of our own spirit, which is the ultimate goal of all goals. I love that part right there. That when we blend this unique talent with service to others, it's not Dharma unless we are living in service to others. A great thought to have through the day: how may I serve? How may I help others? And is what I'm doing now serving others? Is it helping others? Is it extending love? Or is it being selfish? Is it being self-centered? Am I demanding attention upon myself? We can always turn to the voice of the Holy Spirit that resides within us, or we can turn to the ego. That might be the only choice we truly have. And here's the difference. The ego is an illusion. It's not real. Doesn't mean it's not useful. Doesn't mean it doesn't serve a purpose. But the purpose is eventually to turn away from the ego to the voice of spirit. To turn away from the voice of the ego that is always demanding. It has to demand. Otherwise, without those demands, it loses its identity. When it loses its identity, we see through it. And when we see through it, we are awakened, even if we only get a glimpse. Only get a glimpse. So, imagine this. You come into a live stream on YouTube. Are you being of service? Are you here to help people? Not me. Not the guy offering, not the person offering, but other people. Are you here to love, to guide, to extend compassion to those you're going to come in contact with? Or are you saying, look at me. Look at how clever I think I am. And that's the thing, I think. That's the ego. I think. But who you are is not those thoughts. Who you are is not clever. This is why Rumi, the great Sufi poet, the mystic poet, says, sell your cleverness for bewilderment. All right, last thing here, guys. This is how we can apply the law of Dharma. Today I will lovingly nurture the god or goddess in embryo that lies deep within my soul. I will pay attention to the spirit within me that animates both my body and my mind. I will awaken myself to this deep stillness within my heart. I will carry the consciousness of timeless, eternal being in the midst of time-bound experience. Bringing the timelessness of who we are to that time frame of who we are expressing ourselves to be right now. I will make a list of my unique talents. Then I will list all the things that I love to do while expressing my unique talents. When I express my unique talents and use them in the service of humanity, I lose track of time and to create abundance in my life as well as in the lives of others. Are you creating abundance in the life of others? I'm going to use our friend Jason as an example, as I often do. When you give the gift of well-being, the gift of fitness, you're literally giving the gift of abundance. Excuse me, guys. Easy says, hey, Eric, you mentioned that you were raised a Christian, but chose to explore other routes. Was there something specific about Christianity that did not resonate with you? It's not that Christianity didn't resonate with me. It's that I was pulled in other directions. And I couldn't get the answers that I was searching for through Christianity. Not because Christianity itself was at fault, but because the teachers, at that time at least, literally demanded that you ask no questions. You weren't supposed to question. Is this true? Why is this true? And how can I know for certain in me, in my heart, that it's true? It's only when I learned, excuse me, again, I promise you, I'm not still sick. It's only when that I started to study the Christian mystics. Meister Eckhart, who said that I that sees Christ is the same eye in which Christ sees me. The eye in which I see God is the same eye in which God sees me. Semper says, easy, I think Eric was Catholic. Yep, I went to Catholic school. At the same time, I only went to church. We went to church very seldom in my family. And mostly I went to church because, we had it in school. We had mass in school. But, left alone, man, I can only remember every so often, maybe a couple times a month, if that, as a family, we would go to church on our own. And we actually went to an interfaith center where we a little more exclusive. My mom was raised Catholic, but she was only, even though she taught in the same Catholic school that I went. My father's family were Quakers. Well, my dad's mom was Methodist. My dad's father was Quaker, but he left the Quaker church when he was young. I love the Quaker faith. Absolutely love the Quaker faith. Quaker faith inspired Martin Luther King, inspired Gandhi as well. So the last one here. I will ask myself daily, how can I serve? And how can I help? The answer to these questions will allow me to help and serve my fellow human beings with love. With love. That is the end, guys. 7 spiritual laws of success. Let me know if there's something that you guys want to dive into next. Something specific. I can look for, if you want to explore mystical traditions, specifically mystical Christianity, which I love. We can dive into that. Always says, Quaker faith is true. Any faith that you hold deep in your heart that is of service to other people, that expresses the voice of love, that's true. The return or unveiling of veil, don't know what that is. Easy says, I would love to dive deeper into Christian mysticism. You got it. Hey, send me a reminder on Facebook so I don't forget. And let me find a pen. I'm going to write that in my little book of things to remember, which is turned into a big book of things to remember, most of which I've actually forgotten. That's the way it works sometimes. So, all right, let's do it. Christian mysticism. We'll start with my favorite. Let me offer real quick. The mantra for the law of Dharma is Om Varanam Nema. Om Varana Nema. And we use this mantra in our meditation. We can do it for 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening. You relax, straight back chair. Don't have to be rigid. Just sit up straight-ish. Breathe naturally and easily. Don't try to control the breath. Just breathe, release, breathe, release. And then we think the mantra. There's no cadence, there's no rhythm, there's no concentration or effort. We simply think Om Varanam Nema. Om Varana Nema. We will get distracted. We'll start thinking of all kinds of stuff. We'll make plans. And then we'll remember, oh, I'm supposed to think the mantra, and we come back to it. In the forgetting and the remembering is the gap. The gap is the true silence of the mind. Speaking of mystics, Herman Melville said silence is the only voice of God in the great novel Moby Dick. So somewhere in the forgetting and the remembering, we step into the gap. That internal silence, that internal and eternal silence, which is the voice of God, the voice of the Holy Spirit. But that silence contains the essence of everything. That silence is love. Silence never judges. You can't have a judgmental silence or it wouldn't be silence. You can't have a conditional silence. And yet, silence allows every single thought to surface. It's the silence between musical notes that makes a song. Without silence, it would just be noise. Silence is the underlying nature of the universe, the absolute, and then entered that divine sound, the vibration Om, and creation came to be. When we follow the sound Om, we return back to the silence of the absolute. All right. Boy says, well, still don't know what you mean. I was brought up Christian until I was about 8. I questioned religion when I asked, why were we all reading the New Testament before the Old Testament? It was that simple. It set you on the path, huh? I've often wondered, do we truly need, if we are studying Christianity, do you need the basis of the Old Testament? As the Old Testament is the book of Judaism, Judaism doesn't delve into Christianity. Christianity isn't a continuation of the Old Testament for Jews. Is a Christian better served by simply, this is the debate in the United States of putting the Old Testament in a courtroom. However, there's never ever any debate, should we put the Sermon on the Mount, which is the basis of Christianity. Some biblical historians have said the only words truly spoken by Jesus that can be historically documented, everything else is one of the apostles or one of the authors of the New Testament, many of which weren't around at the time of Jesus, St. Paul, for example. They are offering their version of versions of what took place. The Sermon on the Mount is the actual words of Jesus. And it's been said that if every single word in the New Testament somehow mysteriously vanished except for the Sermon on the Mount, except for the Beatitudes, that alone would be enough for Christianity. So you never hear any other judges in America say we should put the Sermon on the Mount in the courtroom. You never hear anyone say we should have the Sermon on the Mount posted in school. What a difference that would make. Sermon on the Mount is beautiful. That is the basis for mystical Christianity. Let's see. Bam says, interesting cipher. There is no silence, says Oi. There's always a vibration. If you know how to hear it, you don't need to look deep. You will find that you have missed God is vibration. And yet, what is it that emanates the vibration? You're missing that. You're missing the absolute. Go a little bit farther. Go a little bit farther until you reach silence. And then let me know what you hear. Spend a little less time would be my recommendation. Positing theories and a little more time seeing what is there. What was their pre-religion? There was beingness, and beingness is the basis of everything. That's what we always return to. So really, I don't talk about religion except abstractly. It is using the thoughts of religion to return to the absolute. The absolute is simply beingness itself. When you get to the absence of words, there's only beingness. So if we go to, let's use the example that Oi put up here. In the absence of a thought of a vibration, what do you have? So the original religion, shamanism. And even before shamanism, there was awe, there was bewilderment, there was astonishment. There was looking up at the sky and thinking, there's home. That's where I am. Everything spoke to us. Everything was magical. We didn't see a tree as separate from us. There was simply the isness of life expressing itself as a tree and the isness of us expressing itself as a person. Easy says, I've been reading the Canonical Gospels obsessively lately. I feel very blessed. Nice. Vamp says, oh, believe they go together. Firstly, the Old Testament that layer the foundation, and after the New Testament. But that's my humble opinion, and I'm okay if you don't agree. You always have been. You and I have had some remarkable and fulfilling conversations about this, discussions. Always open-minded, always loving, and always appreciated. So in just a minute, I'm going to get ready for my walk. Here's what I'm going to do different. I'm going to eat breakfast first and then take a walk. The reason being is I did that yesterday almost on a whim because the live stream went a little longer than it does sometimes. And I discovered with that little extra light, I'm seeing so much more animals coming out. It's completely dark right now and will be for another 2 hours, but if I wait an hour, I get that first hint of sunlight. However, it also means I got to share my morning with more people. Or says, you eat canned lentil beans. I do not. I don't eat anything from a can. I'm a Whole Foods plant-based vegan, meaning that Whole Foods. Not that you probably couldn't get a whole food from a can, but it's obviously not going to offer the nutritional quality that you get when it's fresh or dried. I actually have 50 pounds of lentil in my kitchen, which was a gift from Mocha, as well as 50 pounds of brown rice. So, as requested from our friend Easy, starting tomorrow, we will delve into Christian mysticism. We can start right now with a couple of favorites. St. Catherine of Siena, who offered, every step to heaven is heaven. I love that. And of course, you've all heard me talk about Meister Eckhart over and over. St. John of the Cross, the Dark Night of the Soul, the entirety of that text. St. Teresa of Avila. Give me 1 second. I'm going to bring something up from her. There's several actual St. Teresas. One of my favorite quotes from her. If I can find it. One second, guys. Do you pressure cook your lentil beans? I do. Actually, lentils themselves won't hurt your kidneys. There's actually no basis for that thought to even exist, why lentils would hurt your kidneys. Jace says, have a great Saturday. You too. So, Jace, are you and, if you're still here, are you and Jamie going to be able to do a session together? Sorry your session didn't work out this morning. And I hope gravity recovers quickly. So I just want to offer a couple real quick from St. Teresa. Just a little one. God has no hands but yours. Here's another one. God walks among the pots and pans. That's a very Zen-like saying. And when you get to Christian mysticism, you get to the essence of Zen itself. Sniper says that would be a great session. Jace, you and Jamie? It would. Jamie is very unique and on his fitness journey. The exercises that he does, and the equipment that he uses. I'd love to see more people spend time watching Jamie and what he offers. Like I said, he's very similar in Jason a way. Not in their style so much, in their uniqueness, that they've sort of come upon their fitness modality in a very intuitive way. So yeah, I agree with you, Sniper. All right, guys, so let's wrap things up. Appreciate you all coming in and hanging out with me. We had, 8 people in. We got 8 thumbs up. That means I'll do 8 burpees later, which is a good day. Hey, Batgirl, my friend. Let me take that back. Hey, Batgirl, our friend. Batgirl is truly a friend to everyone. She is all over the community, just supporting so many people. Vamp says, thank you for your lovely live and chat, and thank you, my friend. Oi says, cool room. Thank you, Oi, and thank you for helping to make it so cool. Appreciate you being here. Easy says, have a blessed day, Yogi. You too, Easy. Hey, Easy, if you get a chance, let us know, let me know how your bass playing is going. Batgirl says, this community is great. It is. I agree. And you are one of the main reasons. People like you, people who just want to come in and help support people. It's just amazing. I'm happy to be part of it. Batgirl says, all good, guys. I'm happy that I can be part of it, and I hope that we can keep expanding it and extending it to others. All right, so I'm going to make a bowl of oatmeal. Thank you, guys. One of my practices, everything's a spiritual practice. If you can't find enlightenment while you're making a bowl of oatmeal, you will not find enlightenment anywhere. If you don't experience a sense of gratitude and grace and astonishment when you're making a bowl of oatmeal, you are not going to be astonished over anything. It truly is a transcendental moment. Oatmeal. That was the sermon of oatmeal, guys. Back says, stay blessed. You too, my friend. Thank you, guys. I'm going to see everyone later.